Scott Mather, you're Chief Investment Officer, U.S. Core Strategies of Pimco, and you co-managing the Total Return Fund of Pimco. What's your outlook on U.S. growth this year?
Yeah, we think U.S. growth is going to be close to 3%, so it's definitely it's an upshift from where we've been the last few years. We think that will be the case even as if the Federal Reserve begins to normalize interest rates in the summer, which we expect as well.
So, generally talking, the U.S. economy has been the growth engine for global economy. Is that still true? And what's your outlook on the global economy this year?
Yeah, we think that's still true. Certainly this upshift in U.S. growth means it is going to be a standout in terms of developed world growth. And even though we have a slightly more positive view with respect to the rest of the world than we had for the last year, the upshift in growth is not going to be nearly as strong as what you see coming from the U.S. So if we're right, European growth should be a bit above 1%. Emerging markets, much more of a mixed picture. On balance, probably a little bit more growth than we've seen over the last year, but definitely a story of differences within the emerging market world relative to what we've seen in past years.
There's a lot of talk in the Eurozone about Greece probably leaving the Eurozone in due course. What's your opinion on that? Will Greece leave the Eurozone? Will it come to a so-called Grexit in Europe?
Well, but before commenting on that, I think the overarching the view that the big picture that we see for Europe is, for the monetary union to really work as it's intended, we have to see greater strides towards a stronger political and fiscal union. And so ultimately that's necessary to really make the monetary union work for everyone. Whether Greece ultimately decides to stay within the Eurozone, whether they can work, certainly near term, we think, our base case is that that Greece will stay within the Eurozone. Longer term, it's an important question and an unknown for Greece as it is for many other countries, because without that greater fiscal and political union, it really is an imperfect monetary union. So, it's a right question to ask long term for Greece, but we think it's probably a question that needs to be asked for many other countries as well.
Scott Mather, thanks so much for your time.